At Agape, we teach how to better self-love through conscious living. We teach meditation. We teach the science of mind. We basically teach you how to create your most fulfilling life. I want you to know that whatever we teach, you can use it whatever your beliefs are, whether you're Christian, Jewish, whether you're Islamic, Hindu, Buddhist, whether you're an atheist. We basically teach a practical way of living that lifts you and causes you to have a greater and greater life experience. Because to become aware is one of the most important things. So when you become aware, you're not living in the illusion of fog. You're actually creating it. Today I'm going to be talking about awareness versus attachment. And I think it's something that we really need to get clear on, because I truly believe that attachment holds us back. So we'll be exploring that. But before we do, let's take a few moments and let's just go within. So I invite you to come into a comfortable seated upright position. Your back is straight, hands gently resting on your lap, eyes closed. Bring all of your awareness to your breath. Breathing into your heart and breathing out from your heart. Realizing that the breath is life and that life is breathing life into you as life. You are alive because life has chosen you, created you out of itself. So with every breath, not only are you nourishing and purifying, but you're reconnecting your awareness to your source. Infinite consciousness. Feel a deep sense of peace and relaxation wash over you. Let your thoughts come in and go out with no evaluation and no attachment. Whatever sensations you feel in your body, just observe them. The only purpose here is to be in the moment, to be in the now. Breathing in, breathing out. Now is the only thing that exists. Everything else is a memory or a wish. Reality is now. And in the now, you are whole, perfect, unique, and complete. With this realization, you are loving yourself because you're accepting yourself, your true self, your divine self. It is from this realization that you know that you are worthy of whatever you can believe. Knowing that the power is in you, you can choose today to use that power to build a new belief, a belief that creates a more fulfilling life. Choose. What experience do you desire? Now align today all your thoughts, words, actions, and feelings with that new belief. Bring yourself into a state of gratitude for the simple realization that you are life and that you are free to express life in your unique way. The power is in you. It's always with you. And in this consciousness, start to bring your awareness back to this time, to this place, and to this day. And when you're ready, open your eyes, put a little grin on your face as you come back to now. Today, I want to talk about awareness versus attachment. I think this is a real critical conversation to have because our level of awareness and our attachment to people, things, and events shape our perspective, behaviors, and our ability to create our unique life experience. My number one value in life is to become more aware. I realize that through the ego, through the human mind, my awareness is limited, when in truth, I have an unlimited ability to become aware. And I realize that certain desires have come in, people have come in, and I'm attached to these people. I'm attached to certain things, and I'm attached to events. And that forms my relationship. It forms my experience. So I really want to explore this deeper with you. Understand that awareness is a state of being conscious of a thing, person, or event. It involves observing without judgment and requires us to be fully present in the moment. You see, awareness does not judge. The ego judges. The ego desires to be right all the time. But awareness, it's simply like being the observer. Great example is we have a new puppy, Nikki Lou. And Nikki Lou is about, 5.5 months old. And in the morning, she goes out early with me when I wake up about 4:30. We walk outside and she's got to go, but she doesn't just go. She'll sit and she'll look around and she'll just observe everything around. And she's very calm in that observation. And I say, she's taking in everything, not judging it, just becoming aware. So I do that in the morning now. When we go out and she sits, and she's done this on her own. I haven't taught her this. She sits, I just stop. I don't push her to go fast. I stop and I look around. I notice the trees. I notice the homes. I notice the weather. I notice everything around. The movement, the light, the stars, the moon. And when I'm doing it, I have no judgment. I'm not wishing it to be anything different. I'm just accepting it as it is. And in that moment, I'm fully present. I fully exist in the now. Where on the other side of a coin, from awareness, attachment is an emotional dependency on a person, place, event that stems from our desire, fear, or lack of self-worth and can lead to craving and clinging, which reinforces a belief that we are not enough. That's a big thing. I see this all the time in relationships. I am dependent on that person to behave in a certain way. I have a fear that if they leave, it will not be good for me. And my lack of self-worth wants me to grab onto them, hold on to them, which reinforces what? I'm not enough. I know one of the things I learned from Dr. John DeMartini was Dr. John said that when a couple gets together, and they've been together for a while, the individual who is pushing for marriage the most is the one who believes they have the most to lose. Because if you don't believe you have anything to lose, why would you push for marriage? Why wouldn't you be satisfied being together? What makes marriage special? Do you think by getting married, you're going to not be dependent? No, because the dependency will show up in other ways. I see that in couples I counsel, in individuals. Well, I thought when we got married, this would change. Well, did you marry for the right reason? Or was it a fear? Or was it a misguided belief, a desire? Think about that. Why do people get married? Well, it makes me whole. It completes me. My better half is there. No. A person who is truly worthy understands that they don't need a partner to make them whole. They don't need a partner to complete themselves with. They choose a partner who will support and grow them. You'll be able to share and have fun with. And it goes both ways. You have a common understanding about relationship. So what is the downside of attachment? Attachment basically stems from the ego's need to feel safe and validated. Attachment attempts to fill this need with external possessions and relationships. I'm often accused of being aloof, of not being sensitive, because I don't seek validation from others. I'm not perfect. At times I do. But I can tell you, for example, the other day, something was presented to me. I didn't like it. I was thinking about it and I asked the question, who could I talk to? Where can I get some validation? And I caught myself. And I realized I don't need to talk to anyone. I pulled out one of my spiritual books that I'm currently reading. I read for about 15 minutes. I closed my eyes and I reflected. And I asked the question, did what I do hurt someone deliberately? No. Did what I do, was it for a greater expression of life? Yes. I don't need to be validated. So often, we're domesticated into believing that we need validation. We don't. The invalidation comes from your own heart when you ask the right questions. When we're attached, we build expectations that can cause disappointment and lead to anxiety. Simple thing about that is, less than a week ago, I went to the auto show with my wife and son, and I fell in love again, not the first time, with a Lexus ES hybrid. It's comfortable, it's beautiful, it's gas efficient. But I have a great vehicle right now. So I didn't build an expectation that if I got that vehicle, I'd be better off. And I'm not disappointed that I don't have that vehicle. I looked at something new and I appreciated it. Here's the big thing, and it's a little bit off, but it's not, is that in the world, you're in a relationship. Example, I've been married for 51 years. I've known my wife for over 52 years. And I go to the gym and I see beautiful women, young, beautiful women. I don't wish my wife was young and beautiful. My wife has a beautiful, beautiful energy that nothing can take the place of. What I do is I don't lust the young women. I appreciate their beauty, their uniqueness, and their youth. But because I just appreciate it, I don't desire it. I'm not attached to it. I don't have disappointment when I'm with my wife. That's a big observation. You see, when we're attached, we believe we're in control. And ergo, we're not able to deal with the unpredictability of life and its ever-changing nature. This is the thing. People say, I want to control this. I want to control this. How can you control life that is constantly in change? How can you control a person that is in a constant state of change? When you're attached to being a specific way and life is constantly changing, you're creating problems. You're creating an expectation that nothing you or anyone else will ever be able to match. So then we've looked at attachment. What's the upside of awareness? When we're centered in the spiritual practices of meditation, mindfulness, and self-reflection, we're better able to build a deeper understanding of ourselves and our environment. See, meditation brings you out of the situation. You become the observer. When you're mindful, you're making conscious choices. And when you're self-reflecting, you're reflecting on how are you responding to the stimuli of life. In doing these three things, you understand that you're not the body, you're not the mind, you're not the environment, but you're living in them. Awareness allows us to move beyond our unconscious habits that hinder or slow down our growth. Realize that most of the habits that you have been unconsciously adapted from childhood. And most of them are to protect you so that you feel safe. For whatever reason, we just don't feel safe. The other thing is we built habits to people please. And one of the worst things we can do is be a people pleaser, because when we are, we give up our uniqueness. We give up our own desires and our own wishes to live a life fulfilled. You are not meant here to please anyone. You are meant here to grow your awareness and express your uniqueness in a way only you can. No one else can know that way for you. And then, when you're aware, you can embrace the impermanence of life through observation. It is here we find we are better able to flow with life. If you can truly become aware and accept that life is constantly changing, you realize, don't anchor down, don't be attached, because one of my favorites, this too shall pass. Whether it's good, bad, indifferent, whatever your perception, it will pass, because life is in constant change. When we cultivate empathy toward ourselves and others, we're able to appreciate the beauty and the depth of connection while being unattached to the outcome. In other words, try to put yourself in your partner's shoes, or look at yourself from where you've come. See and appreciate the beauty of where they've come from and the depth of connection. I had to really, the other day my wife said something in a gathering with people where she acknowledged that when we got married, she had to turn away from her parents because her parents were against the marriage completely. They didn't even come to the marriage. She said, I eliminated all other choices. I committed to the relationship because I had no other choice. This was my only option. When you commit to something like that, wow. But at the same time, as attached you might think as she was, she gave me perfect freedom to be me. So while she viewed me at that time in her life as something she desired to possess and want and be with, she was smart enough to give me freedom to be me. And here we are, 52 years later, living a fulfilling and magnificent life. I never dreamed my life could be this good, but I also know it can be even more. We must let go of our attachments when they no longer serve our growth. And in doing so, we open ourselves to new possibilities and personal freedom. When we release attachment, you see, I've had many spiritual practices that were habits that I was attached to. And some of them I've outgrown. And to outgrow them, I had to let go. I had to let them go so a new, deeper practice could make itself aware to me. You see, the true master is able to live in balance. And rather than to reject attachment altogether, they build a relationship where awareness guides their chosen attachments and they are no longer ruled by them. I truly believe that life is about balance. There are things that I'm attached to, but I'm aware I'm attached to them. And as long as they're serving my growth, I'm going to honor them. I'm attached to a meditation practice every day, faithfully. If I find it doesn't serve me, I'll change. But right now, and it has since I started meditating in 1995. So I just know that meditation works for me. I know that being a teacher, I'm attached to being a teacher right now because I know that the more I teach, the more I get the principles I'm teaching. I love teaching because it helps me and I'm sharing a gift with people who listen. You see, life is about balance. You're never going to be without attachments. As you increase your level of awareness and you balance your attachments to see are they serving your growth and your fulfillment of life, you'll find you'll be constantly juggling, recreating, and living your most fulfilling life. But it's about being in balance. And always ask the question, is the attachment I have to that person, place, event, thing, is it serving my evolution? The increasing of my level of awareness to become the greatest expression of love that I can ever imagine. You can do it, and we can do it together. So let's make it so. I want to thank you for taking your time to be with me today, to listen and to share. Know that the Agape community is a worldwide community. We have a presence here in North Texas and Frisco, Texas. If you're local, you're welcome to join us. If you're not local, you can find us online in so many different ways. Just go to agapespiritualcenter.com. I would invite you, if you're not receiving my daily thoughts or my weekly newsletter, you can sign up there and you can receive a daily thought that I put out that morning and you can find out what we're offering. Also, go to our website, agapespiritualcenter.com, and go to the calendar and see all the ways that you can plug in and we can become aware together and share this journey. Also, I would like to invite you to make a donation to support this ministry, to support this message, so that we can bring it to greater and greater and greater numbers of people. You can go on agapespiritualcenter.com, make a donation. And if you're really committed to this message, sign up and become an automated giver. Most everyone who gives to Agape has become an automated giver because we make it special. You're a part of our community. And when you give, you receive. When you receive, you give. It's simply the law of circulation. Again, thank you for taking your valuable time and sharing this journey with me today. Until next time, much love.